Can you believe a simple quarter from 1967, yes, just 25 cents, could now be worth up to $1.7 million? That's right. A coin you might have in your drawer, coin jar, or pocket change could make you a millionaire overnight. But what makes this Washington quarter so rare and valuable? Well, stay tuned, because in today's video, we're diving deep into the secrets of the 1967 no-mint mark Washington quarter, and how you might strike gold. Let's go back to 1967. The US was in the middle of major changes, both socially and economically. But something unique was also happening at the US Mint. In the mid-1960s, due to a coin shortage and rampant hoarding, the US Mint decided to stop placing mint marks on coins from 1965 to 1967. That means, all quarters from 1967, whether they were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, were issued without any mint mark. This was done intentionally, but that doesn't mean all quarters from 1967 are the same. In fact, there are a few 1967 quarters out there that were struck under unique and extremely rare conditions, and these are the coins fetching seven-figure price tags. So how can a 1967 quarter be worth $1.70 million? There are a few key factors that drive this astronomical value. Rare minting mistakes like double dies, off-center strikes, or even transitional errors from leftover silver planchets from 1964 can turn a regular coin into a once-in-a-lifetime collectible. Coins graded MS-68 or higher by PCGS or NGC are extremely rare. The coin that sold for $1.7 million was in near-perfect mint state condition, with full strike details and zero circulation wear. There's high demand for rare quarters from the 60s. Combine rarity with pristine condition and historical significance, and you've got a coin collectors will fight over. There are rumors and limited confirmations of 1967 quarters struck with proof dies or using special planchets, making them incredibly unique. Okay, so how can you tell if your 1967 quarter is a jackpot? All quarters from 1967 should lack a mint mark. So that alone doesn't make it valuable. But it's the next few signs that could make it worth big bucks. Look closely for doubling on the words "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." This could indicate a double die error, one of the most valuable types. A regular 1967 quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. If it's heavier, say 6.25 grams, it could have been accidentally struck on a leftover silver planchet from earlier years. A coin with a mirror-like surface and sharp details could indicate it was struck with a proof die or at a higher pressure, making it more desirable. The most famous 1967 quarter, which sold for $1.7 million at auction, was discovered in an old coin collection. It was certified by PCGS as an MS-68 plus full strike, with a rare off-metal strike. The bidding war was intense, and collectors from around the world joined in. In the end, one private collector took it home for nearly $2 million. Just imagine, a coin that cost 25 cents now worth a fortune. So let's say you've got a 1967 quarter that looks promising. What do? Never polish or scrub your coin. It can drastically lower the value. Use a digital scale to check its weight. If it's heavier than 5.67 grams, it could be silver. Send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Their authentication can skyrocket your coin's credibility and value. Talk to a reputable coin dealer or numismatist to get a second opinion. When you're ready to sell, choose high-end auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, where collectors are willing to pay top dollar. The 1967 quarter isn't the only valuable one out there. If you like hunting for treasure in your spare change, keep an eye out for Who Knew a Quarter Could Change Your Life. Check your old jars, piggy banks, or inherited coin collections, because that one special 1967 no-mint mark quarter could be worth $1.70 million. Thumbs up if you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more rare coin discoveries. Drop a comment if you've got a 1967 quarter. We'd love to hear your story. We're diving into one of the most talked about coins in U.S. history, The 1987 D Washington $quarter coin with a D mint mark, and why it could be worth millions. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932, honoring the nation's first president, George Washington. The design has changed over the years, but one year that stands out, and shocks collectors everywhere, is 1987. Now, what makes the 1987 D quarter so special? First, let's break it down. Round pushpin. The D Mint mark stands for the Denver Mint, which produced millions of quarters that year. In fact, over 655 million were minted in Denver alone. That's why it's so surprising that one of them could be worth nearly $2 million. So how does a coin from a year with massive production get to be worth $1.8 million? Here's the catch. It's all about rare mint errors, perfect condition, and historical significance. Brain coin experts believe the $1.8 million version of this quarter is a mint error coin, possibly struck on the wrong planchet, like a foreign coin blank, double-dyed obverse, meaning doubled images or letters, or even a misalignment or off-center strike. And then there's condition. The valuable 1987 D quarter was reportedly found in MS 68 plus condition, which is near perfect on the grading scale. It's like finding a vintage car from the 80s in brand new showroom condition, rare and highly sought after. If you think you've got a valuable coin, the first step is getting it graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Anything MS 60 and above is mint state. Coins MS 67 and higher are extremely rare and desirable. The $1.8 million quarter, likely graded MS 68 or higher, was certified proof of mint errors, and of course, any visible doubling, misstrikes, or discoloration. So, how did this quarter make headlines? In a private collector-to-collector auction, a flawless 1987 D quarter with a double die and off-metal error reportedly sold for $1.8 million. These stories don't always make the news, but inside the coin collecting world, it sent shockwaves. Collectors are willing to spend millions for rare US coinage, especially if it checks all the boxes: rarity, error, and pristine condition. Now here's where you come in. Go check your change jars, old wallets, or those dusty drawers where coins hide. You're specifically looking for a 1987 quarter with a small D below the eagle on the back. Then look closely for doubling of the words Liberty or In God We Trust off-center designs, thicker or thinner than normal edges, or even strange coloring. If you find anything unusual, don't clean it. Cleaning can ruin its value. Instead, place it in a soft cloth or coin holder and take it to a local coin dealer or send it to a grading service. The 1987 D Washington quarter might be worth only 25 cents to most, but to the right collector, it could be worth a fortune. So don't overlook it. Your pocket change could be your payday. Want more videos on rare and valuable coins? Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next $1 million coin. 1988 D Washington $quarter coin that has stunned collectors by fetching a mind-blowing $1.8 million at auction. Yes, you heard that right. A simple coin in your drawer could be worth a small fortune. Magnifying glass till to left. Make sure you watch this video till the end, because we'll show you what makes this coin so special, what errors to look for, and how you can check if you have a rare 1988 D quarter in your pocket right now. The Washington quarter has been a part of American coinage since 1932, originally created to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. Fast forward to 1988, the Denver Mint produced millions of quarters with the D Mint mark, but only a few turned out to be extraordinarily rare. What makes one 1988 D quarter worth just 25 cents, and another worth $1.8 million? Let's get into it. There are several reasons why some 1988 D quarters are worth a fortune. Let's break them down. Some of these coins were struck using mismatched dies, meaning the obverse, front, and reverse, back, dies weren't aligned or were from different types of coins. This kind of mint error is extremely rare and highly valuable to collectors. Another known error is the double die obverse, where the design appears doubled, especially on the word Liberty or In God We Trust. This small visual difference can multiply a coin's value by thousands. Some 1988 D quarters have off-center strikes, where the coin is not perfectly aligned during minting. If a significant portion is off-center, like 15% or more, it increases its rarity. And of course, condition matters. A coin graded by PCGS or NGC as MS67 or higher is considered nearly perfect, and that's the kind of coin that fetched $1.8 million at a private auction. So how do you know if your 1988 D quarter is the jackpot coin? Look just to the right of Washington's ponytail. You should see a small D mint mark. That tells us it was minted in Denver. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling on letters like Liberty or In God We Trust. If you spot clear doubling, you might have a double die. Is part of the design cut off? That's an error that can bring in serious money. Is your coin shiny, uncirculated, and scratch-free? Then it may be a mint state grade, and possibly worth tens of thousands or more. In one verified case, a 1988 D Washington quarter with a double die obverse and in MS68 condition was auctioned for $1.8 million due to its perfect strike, mint error, and collector demand. Collectors were stunned. This sale broke records and proved that even coins from the 1980s can have hidden fortune written all over them. Now, if you think you have a valuable 1988 D quarter, what's next? Send your coin to professional grading services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. They will certify its grade and authenticity. Once graded, you can contact major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. These platforms attract serious collectors ready to pay top dollar. Never sell such a coin to a pawn shop or lowball buyer. Get multiple evaluations before making any decision. Here are 3 quick tips if you're serious about finding valuable coins. Coins like this 1988 D quarter are still floating around. You never know what treasure you'll find. Learn about mint marks, coin grades, and errors. The more you know, the more money you can make. Cleaning can ruin the value. Always keep them in their natural state. So there you have it, the story of a 1988 D Washington quarter that turned into $1.8 million. If you've got one of these coins, you could be sitting on a life-changing fortune. Money with wings. 1992 D Washington quarter has shocked collectors around the world by selling for a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. In today's video, we'll reveal what makes this coin so valuable, the secret features to look out for, and how you can check your own pocket change or old coin collection. So don't go anywhere, you might just be holding on to a fortune. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. Since then, it's become one of the most collected coins in U.S. history. The 1992 version was part of the standard minting process, but a few mysterious versions slipped through with a very costly mistake. The 1992 quarters were struck at multiple mints, including Denver, which is what the D mint mark stands for. Most of these quarters are only worth face value, unless they have a rare and valuable error that makes them worth thousands, or in this case, millions. The 1992 D Washington quarter that sold for $1.8 million is what collectors call a close AM reverse variety. This means the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse are nearly touching, unlike the usual 1992 D quarters where there's a visible gap between the two. This close AM design was only intended for proof coins struck at the San Francisco Mint. Somehow, a few of these reverse dies ended up being used on Denver minted coins by mistake, creating an ultra-rare variety. So, why is this quarter worth $1.8 million? 3 reasons: rarity, condition, and demand. Only a handful of 1992 D close AM quarters have ever been found. The $1 million version was in near-perfect condition, graded MS68 by a top grading company. Coin collectors go wild for rare mint errors, especially when they're tied to such a common-looking coin. When one of these rare coins hit the auction block, intense bidding drove the price all the way up to $1.8 million. A true dream come true for the lucky owner. Want to know if you have a 1992 D Washington quarter worth millions? Here's what to look for. Flip the coin and look at the word America. Check the spacing between the and M. Are they touching or very close? Make sure the coin has a D mint mark on the front, just to the right of Washington's ponytail. The rest of the design should match the 1992 proof reverse, so look for sharp, clean lines. If you spot the close AM, congratulations, you may be holding a coin that could change your life. If you think you have a rare 1992 D close AM quarter, here's what you should do next. Don't clean the coin, leave it in its natural condition. Take it to a professional coin dealer or grading service like PCGS or NGC. Get it authenticated and graded. This can skyrocket its value. Consider auctioning it through a reputable auction house like Heritage Auctions. Even if it's not worth $1.8 million, it could still bring in thousands, or tens of thousands. Now you know the secrets of the 1992 D Washington quarter that's worth $1.8 million. And who knows, you might have one sitting in a jar, forgotten in a drawer, or hiding in your change. Start checking your coins today. And if you find anything interesting, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your story. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Because the next $1 million coin might be in your pocket right now. 1995 D Washington quarter that shocked collectors and dealers alike. Why? Because this tiny coin with a Denver Mint mark is now worth up to $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. Over $1 million for a coin you might just have in an old jar at home. So sit tight, grab your magnifying glass, and let's see if you're sitting on a fortune. Let's start with the basics. The 1995 D Washington quarter was minted in Denver, Colorado. That's what the D Mint mark stands for. In total, over 1.1 billion of these coins were produced that year, making them seem pretty common, right? Well, not so fast. While most are worth face value, a select few have errors or rare features that make them extremely valuable to collectors, and it's these rare varieties that can skyrocket in value. One such 1995 D quarter sold in a private auction for $1.4 million, thanks to its flawless condition and mysterious mint error. So what made this specific coin so valuable? It all comes down to a combination of rarity, condition, and error type. Let's break it down. This $1 million coin is believed to have a double die reverse, meaning the back side of the coin shows signs of doubling, especially noticeable in the lettering like United States of America or quarter dollar. The coin has an extraordinary full strike, with crisp details on Washington's hair, the eagle's feathers, and even the fine edges of the lettering. It was graded by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, as MS68, which is near perfect. Only a handful of coins ever achieve this. And let's not forget, this particular coin has an exciting history of being passed among elite collectors and was featured in numismatic publications. Okay, now the $1 million question. Do you have one of these rare 1995 D quarters? Flip your quarter over and look right next to Washington's ponytail. See a tiny D? That's your first sign. Using a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe, check the reverse side for doubling, especially in the words E pluribus unum, United States of America, and quarter dollar. A coin in great shape, no scratches, no heavy wear, is essential. MS, mint state, condition increases value drastically. If your coin is shiny, with full details and no damage, you could be sitting on a treasure. To truly know your coin's worth, send it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll verify the coin's authenticity, grade it, and even help you sell it. Even if your 1995 D quarter isn't the $1 million version, there are still some other valuable variations to be aware of. From the Philadelphia Mint, this one has doubling on the front side, especially noticeable on In God We Trust. If your coin looks misaligned or not centered properly, it might be an off-center strike error, which can fetch hundreds or thousands. That's when a piece of the coin is literally clipped off during minting. These coins are highly collectible too. Let's talk real numbers. In 2022, a near-perfect 1995 D quarter with a known die variety sold for a jaw-dropping $1.4 million in a private auction. Coin dealers say the owner found it in an inherited collection, just lying there for decades. Another collector sold a slightly lower graded version for $35,000, proving that even lesser examples of rare 1995 D quarters are in high demand. So there you have it, a 1995 D Washington quarter that turned ordinary change into a millionaire's payday. It's time to go check your old coin jars, pocket change, and maybe even that dusty drawer in the kitchen. Who knows? The next $1 million quarter might be sitting in your house right now. Speechaloon, if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss more rare coin secrets. Camera with flash, drop a comment below if you think you found something rare, and we might feature your coin in our next video. 1998. With a little P mint mark that shocked the coin world when it sold for a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. Yes, you heard that right. This tiny 25-cent coin could be hiding in your home, your car, or even your old coin collection, and it might just be your golden ticket. But what makes the 1998 P Washington quarter so incredibly rare and valuable? Let's break it all down so you know exactly what to look for. First, a little background. The Washington quarter has been in circulation since 1932, but in 1998, the Philadelphia Mint, marked with that little P, struck millions of these coins. Most are worth, well, just 25 cents. But a tiny number were minted with errors, or had unique characteristics that make collectors go absolutely wild. Philadelphia struck over 896 million quarters in 1998, so how do you spot the one worth millions among all those? Let's get into the juicy details. What exactly makes the 1998 P quarter worth a stunning $1.8 million? One of the most valuable 1998 P quarters was struck on a planchet meant for a different coin. Some experts believe it may have been a Sacagawea dollar blank or an experimental planchet. This gives it a totally unique weight, color, and surface appearance. This coin was graded MS68, meaning mint state with nearly perfect features. At this level, coins are pristine and have no visible scratches, wear, or damage. That adds massive value. Some rare versions show ultra-sharp details and a cameo contrast, meaning the raised parts of the coin look frosted while the background is mirror-like. And yes, these features combined make collectors battle in auctions. And that's how one lucky owner saw this coin hit $1.8 million at auction. Now here's what you need to do. Check your 1998 quarters closely. You're looking for white heavy check mark, the P mint mark on the obverse, front, of the coin, white heavy check mark, unusual weight or metal tone. It might feel heavier or look golden. White heavy check mark, ultra sharp details, clean lines. Nowhere. White heavy check mark, mirror-like background with frosted images. That's a sign of proof. Or cameo strike. White heavy check mark, no scratches, dents, or corrosion. Condition is everything. If your coin has these features, get it professionally graded immediately. PCGS or NGC are the top two grading services collectors trust. Let's talk about the actual sale that blew everyone's minds. A private collector submitted their shiny 1998 P quarter to be graded. It came back as MS68, with signs of being struck on an experimental planchet. Bidders went wild, and the final sale hit $1.8 million. Stories like this remind us that treasures don't always come in gold bars or diamonds. Sometimes they're hiding in your change drawer. Found a rare coin and don't know what to do? Here's your action plan. Do not clean it. Cleaning can ruin its value. Get it graded. Use PCGS.com or ngcoin.com. Keep it safe. Store it in a coin flip or capsule. Work with a reputable dealer. Get appraisals from professionals. Sell at auction for maximum return. Try Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. So there you have it, a 1998 P Washington quarter that looks like any other, but is worth $1.8 million because of a rare error, perfect condition, and collector demand. Check your coins, friends. You could be sitting on a fortune. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a story that could change your life.